Good evening, everyone. So, we are looking at the holistic review for the week, and it is for the week ending the 26th. I'm going to go a little bit further and probably go to almost October 29th. I'm seeing, on the table, it's the normal day, but I'm seeing some questioning of a policy and procedure review. But I'm also seeing how everything goes on a daily basis. I'm seeing how more question if we should implement the COVID protocol again. I'm seeing more of a pneumonia factor, but I'm seeing more of how everything can go about. But the biggest thing I keep saying is wound care. That is the biggest thing. And for some reason, it just won't go through. And what I'm seeing, as we know for the insurance claims, you just can't go about. So when you go about and you know about it, which is NO, it's really hard. So where do you get savvy? It really is boiling down and collaborating with everything and anything and something to nothing. So when you do that, just boil it down to the simple basics. So when you have that, you can't get it done. So when we go about and you know everything, what do you do? So basically, what you need to do is when you have it, what is your teaching for your basics? And somehow we just all need a reminder. So when we look at it, it goes, make sure it's sanitary as much as possible in your house. Make sure you're washing your hands. Universal precautions. You want to make sure that, you got your gloves and you've got everything. And we're like, why is it so hard with wound care right now? So basically, what I need to know is a lot of it is insurance denials. It has uh amped up in the last 3 hours to 3 days. So I'm seeing the two of spades. I do see the wound clinics overwhelmed as far as their care. I do see the Four of Hearts where you're going to have to do a lot of your wound care at home, even if you have the wound centers. I do see the Eight of Diamonds come through, and I see just something that you just don't want to see. And when you see the Eight of Diamonds, it's happened before in a season. It's usually in the spring. But when I see the Seven of Diamonds, I see you have to just go and do what you have to do with the doctor. Go get your antibiotic, go sit at the hospital, and then the visiting nurses with PT and OT, they're like, there's only so long I can keep them on services. So, what do you actually do? What is actually truly coming through? Because this is just daily, Jennifer. This is just daily. There's really nothing new. And I'm seeing, I said, look at the way they're rubbing their faces. Look at the way that they're rubbing everything. At least around here, there's smoke issues. They're like inflammation of the body everywhere. They're swollen like they got slammed with energy. So when you look at it, it is hydrate, rest, NSAIDs, and basic care. And that's it. That's it. That's it. Nine of clubs says go for it and take what you need to do. The Jack of clubs says be creative again, every way that you think. Say, if you've got a rash, cornstarch and baby powder. If you got a cast iron, try to do your cooking with your cast iron. go back to do you have your vitamins? Do you have your vitamin C? Stuff like that. Just start throwing it and writing it down for people and saying you're probably going to have to take a week off. So the five of clubs says, no, keep it going. And then you say, you have to understand that they trust their body. The eight of clubs says they will pace themselves out, but that's all. That's all you can do. Just write it down and educate. And that it was known. It was known, but they had to. You're not to write that. So go back to the basics documentation, why audits coming through. I'm seeing early audits and I don't know why. The Jack of Spades says, go for it. Take your time as much as you can. But when you see the Ace of Diamonds with the red suit, you're going to have to really be savvy on being time management, healthcare with everything because I'm seeing now the FDA, I'm seeing the CDC, but I'm seeing a little bit more DEA come in. So when I see the King of Diamonds in the red suit, it means if I have to say cut it out again, I swear to God. Bring in the chaplain. No. And then you hear it all over again. So the three of clubs means not trying to be mean, not trying to fearmonger, but what can we do with the chaplain without palliative care and all of it? It's called a fender of fender net nature. When they sit and they talk with the patients, they're able to get it out. There's something when the chaplain or the sitters or any of the visitors come in and they're sitting with the patients, they find something that alleviates the stress. The Three of Hearts says it's going to bring a lot of happiness where we need to be for the next few months, even if it's small. The Queen of Diamonds says, when you actually sit and you actually talk about it, the Queen of Clubs comes and says, let them have a cup of coffee. Let them have a soda. Let them have a milkshake with maybe some, bread and butter with their soup or something. There's something like of a missing also of low sodium in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'm seeing not so much potassium, but there is another electrolyte imbalance coming through that I'm seeing as a psychic. The Six of Hearts says, when you fix it, you can't do it. But I do see the normal saline bags. I do see the D5, but I don't see the banana bags. The 10 of club says when you're doing your labs, it comes through in a way unknown when you're reading it, and there's something just slightly off with a BUN and creatinine on quite a few people. And when you look at it, it's gonna feel like rhabdo, but it's not. But I do see a correlation with Coca-Cola, and I don't know why. So the Queen of Hearts goes, I've got it figured out. The Six of Diamonds goes, no, you can't go through it alone. You must sit still. I don't have a posy. They have their bed alarm, they have their sitter, and they have to go. But they have to get up and they have to move because when home care hears about it, we have to do so much rehab with them. The Queen of Clubs says, wait a minute, that's a king. That's all you need to know. So, with that being said, to end this portion of it, it's quick and short today. The Queen of Spades, you'll figure it out after so many labs of a couple people with a couple of patterns of behavior. And with the way that the wound care is coming through, it's gonna look odd that you have to go back to basics. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good week. We'll talk to you after Halloween.